Okay then guys, what's going on? Cloud Plays here and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we're inside a Hogwarts Legacy and we've got so much information for you guys regarding relationship, spell choices, curses, the impossibility of being completely good, locked doors and exploration limits. With that being said though, if you want to get involved with these videos, please make sure you ask me a couple of questions down in the comment section. We're going to do a video where we focus the answers of what you want to hear. So ask some questions in the comment section and you may be featured in the next video coming up tomorrow. With that being said, if you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. Also, when we hit 50,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing a giveaway for an Xbox Series S and a game of your choice. If you want to get involved with it, head down to the description and drop me a follow on either Instagram or Twitter, and make sure you're a subscriber here on the channel. Leave a comment here on the video, your username and the platform you followed me on, and we can dive into it. So starting off with relationships, we know full well that the morality system and stuff like that is not as deep as we thought it was going to be, and relationships aren't something that you can get into romantically. Obviously, we're going to be a 15-year-old student, and I feel like there would be a lot of controversy behind that if we started romanticizing between the students themselves. So for me, that's kind of a given, but for those of you guys who didn't know, romance isn't something you can do inside of this game. Although we do have relationships with specific people, and it'll be based on how you respond to them. Throughout options and gameplay, you'll be able to respond to people with a matter of choices. One will generally be a good response and helpful, and the other one will be kind of closed off and a bad response. Based on this, you will obviously open up relationships and future side quests and stuff like that and expand on the quests that you're currently doing, although there are other things that will affect these friendships and relationships, such as spell choices. This will affect you quite greatly and it will affect people's view on you as an individual. So for instance, it's pretty much impossible to become completely good based on the spells that you can use, as some of them are actually randomized, meaning some will transform someone into a chicken or completely disintegrate them. So I mean, that's kind of like impossible to become completely good as a 15-year-old. Actually killing somebody is kind of something on a bit of a questionable statement, and other 15-year-olds are probably not going to view that so nicely. So when you are getting to a point where you're able to use the curses, it actually makes a response from the people around you, and it shows that these people are genuinely quite shocked, quite surprised, quite upset that you're using these curses that are used to actually take people out and classified as outright magical murder. So please bear in mind how you're going to be playing your game, how you want to play this game, and whether you want to kind of be completely bad, which is definitely possible, and kind of whether you want to be a little bit good or a little bit more good than the average person, which is going to be quite difficult to be completely good as the way that the spells actually work. But as an overall though, you have to make sure that you are careful with the relationships that you entwine into, just because you may lose out on some really cool pieces of equipment and some really cool missions later on in the game. Next up, we're going to talk about locked doors. Now, locked doors are a bit of a dodgy one, as there seems to be some skepticism behind it, as we do have level locked doors, which means that you can only access certain areas of Hogwarts when you hit certain level caps, meaning that you can only essentially use the stuff inside of it when you hit a certain level. But some doors will say that they are just locked. Now, we don't know why they're just locked and whether it's going to be down to a specific ability level, and you have to obviously use that a specific ability to unlock them, so therefore you can't get in. Or we do know that specific house choices are going to have access to certain areas more told and have different routes through the game as it goes. So maybe it's going to be locked down to the house choice that you've managed to pick. How I feel about that is a little bit on edge. I'm not too sure. If it is the house choice, then I feel like sticking limitations of where you can go is a little bit silly, as we've obviously seen tweets and posts from the community manager and from WB Games saying if you want to go into another house common room whilst you're in specific house common room, then you want to see what the reaction is that you get, which I'm quite intrigued by, and it's definitely going to be one of the first things I do. I'm going in as a Ravenclaw, and I definitely want to go into Slytherin to see what menacing moves we can make. So I want to see what the response is going to be. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think to this and what your opinions are on these locked doors. And then finally, we're going to be talking about exploration limits. Now, there is quite a few exploration limits, mainly regarding the broomsticks and flyable mounts. You can't actually land everywhere. Now, we don't know if this is going to change throughout the day 1 patch, but there are specific limitations such as rooftops and smaller areas that are definitely not landable. This is a little bit of a dodgy one, as I'm not too sure as to why. Maybe it's the animation and the potential for you kind of to be able to fall through the map or not be able to hit the specific location and cause some issues. So they've hit some sort of like invisible walls where you can't actually land at certain locations. Like I said, we don't know if this is going to change after the day 1 patch, as this has been highlighted quite greatly, especially with the like Ravenclaw rooftop. We do know now that there is going to be a balcony for the Ravenclaw common room, and you guys are going to be able to access it via a rooftop staircase, but we don't actually know if we're going to be able to land on that rooftop for easy access to the common room itself. Now, unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today. This was just a quick one, but if you guys want to know any more questions and answers, then we're going to do a Q&A video for the next video to come in tomorrow. So make sure that you get involved with it. Hit me up with a load of questions down in the comment section below, and we can get on with answering as much as we can. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. I appreciate all of your faces. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe with post notifications turned on, and as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.